Welcome to the Bedford Area Chamber of Commerce Chamber Vibes podcast. I am solo today. Foster is on vacation this week, but she'll be back next week. I'll just quickly go through a couple of events that we have coming up in the next couple of weeks. The first one is actually today, August 9th at 4 p.m. We are going to the new PACE facility in Bedford to host a ribbon cutting. PACE is Program of All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly, and it is going to be a really great full open house that they're doing today from 2 to 7 p.m. But we will be there at 4 to cut the ribbon, and then they're going to be doing a full dinner afterwards. So it's going to be located at the Bedford Adult Day Center at 1617 Oakwood Street. You don't have to RSVP. There's no charge to attend, free and open to the public. So come on by if you're available. You can see the facilities anytime from 2 to 7, or you can come just at 4 o'clock for the ribbon cutting. We have another ribbon cutting this Saturday, August 12th. We are going to Donna Nevers Art and Antiques. She is opening her newest gallery right here in the middle of town at 110 Bridge Street, and we are going to be hosting a ribbon cutting for her this Saturday, August 12th at 12 o'clock. If you are available and ready to help us celebrate on a beautiful Saturday. We also have our Taste of Bedford that's coming up next Thursday, August 17th. Foster and I have been talking about Taste of Bedford for a couple months now. We have right around 30 exhibitors, and we're just really excited to bring this event back and see all the different businesses and community members who come through that day. The event is going to be open to the public from 3 to 7 p.m. If you come through between 3 and 5, then there's no charge. It's open to the public, free to walk through and see all the businesses. And then at 5 o'clock, it will be $5 per person, and that's when we'll have our True Taste portion of the event. So we'll have different restaurants and caterers and breweries with free samples to hand out. It's just $5 at the door when you come in. We will be checking IDs due to there being alcohol present. But from 5 to 7, there will be the $5 entry fee, and then you'll get to sample lots of different food and beverages. And you'll even get to vote on your favorite food and your favorite beverage from the evening. So again, that is August 17th. It's next Thursday at the Bedford YMCA. Our next big event that we have coming up is our annual gala. It's going to be on Thursday, September 14th at Cedar Oaks Farm, and registration is open for this event right now. We do expect this event to sell out as it did sell out last year. It is going to be catered by Blackwater Creek Catering. We'll have a silent auction, cash bar, 50-50 raffle, and we'll announce the winners of our Excellence in Business Awards. We're also accepting silent auction items for this year's auction. So if you or your business have any items that you would like to donate to that, please reach out to us. You can either give us a call or send us an email, and we will be more than happy to come pick those items up for you. So, I will go ahead and get into the interview part of this morning's show. We have Chris Morris with Eagle's Eye Photography and Social Media. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am good. So Foster's favorite question when she's introducing the person we're interviewing is just to tell us a little bit about you and your personal background. And that's just how she loves to open every show. So since she's not here, I'll do it instead.
Well, my name is Chris, like I said. I live in the Big Island area of Bedford County. We've been living there for a little bit over 20 years now. I'm originally from the Northern Virginia area, Fredericksburg, up that way. Been living in Central Virginia, though, for about 36 years now. Always been into photography through high school and everything, kind of in and out throughout the years, and then decided to pick it up about 4 years ago, kind of as a hobby, kind of as part-time. And then after COVID hit, the job I was working went to working at home, so I was able to do a lot more learning and everything there, working from home. Last year, they decided that they were going to outsource our jobs to save some money. So we decided, okay, either look for another job or go full-time with it.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of took the leap, and they always say that it's good if a business can make it a year. So we're at almost a year and a half, so I think that's
Awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. So, can you tell us just a little bit of an overview of your company?
Yeah, so there's two different sides. One is photography, and I specialize in portraits, so like family portraits, senior portraits, different things like that. And then event photography, which can be anything from birthday parties to um, family gatherings, corporate events, large scale events. The only thing I don't do is weddings. Now, as far as like elopements or smaller events, maybe, but not the bigger weddings. And then the social media side, I work with small businesses to help them mainly through Facebook and Instagram, sometimes on Google, and just kind of work to build their presence up through content creation, consultation, and brand awareness.
Gotcha. So, when you are working with small businesses and their social media, do you have your specific things that you do for them, or do you kind of work with them to see what their needs are and go from there?
There are some base packages that I have, but it's all kind of flexible as to what that business needs. As far as if they need the content creation and scheduling out a post, finding keywords, finding, where their clients and customers are. Some places just want consultation, so they just kind of need a little bit of help on the strategy part, and they want to create everything on their own, which is
Mhm.
fine. And then I also do like branding, so like creating logos, creating color schemes, and things like that.
Gotcha. Awesome. So you mentioned that you specialize in doing portraits in the area, and I'm sure living in a place that's as beautiful as Bedford, I'm sure you have tons of favorite spots to go and photograph
Oh,
around here.
absolutely. Yeah. Bedford County has so many great spots. You can't beat the Peaks of Otter. Even in the town of Bedford, just downtown with the architecture and everything, and through the Wharton Garden over by the library, it's just always a beautiful spot. And then, of course, we have Smith Mountain Lake to the south, which the state park there, yeah, has some beautiful spots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And so when you kind of going back to small businesses and social media and things that you do for them, you mentioned you'll kind of look and see where their customers are, who their customers are. Why is it important for businesses to know information like that?
It's really important for the small businesses because when you're on social media, you're kind of throwing your voice out into the void. And if it's not reaching the people that are interested in what you do, then it's kind of lost. So you want to kind of know who that customer is, who your potential client, if you've got a brick and mortar location, who typically walks through your door and purchases your products, if you're a food truck or a restaurant, who normally enjoys your type of food. And then it's finding where they are and then not just sending out messages and posting things and hoping that they're going to find you, but going out and actually engaging with them.
Mm-hmm.
So social media in the last probably 3 or 4 years has started to make a shift back to what it used to be, and that's actual social media.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Relationships, building that trust with people has become much more important than just putting the information out there. So you want to make sure that you're engaging with them, finding out where they are, and then just talking to them, even if it's not on things that you post, but through different groups, through other businesses that are kind of aligned with what you do, and finding them and talking to them, building that relationship, and then building that trust.
Yeah, and I think, today with Canva and all these other things, it makes it so easy for people to be able to create their own content, and that can be really great. But if you don't have that back end knowledge of social media and why it is the way that it is,
Right.
you do find yourself in the position of just making stuff and putting it out there, hoping that people will find it and it'll be the right thing.
Right. Yeah. The strategy part of it is very important. Canva is a great tool. It's one that I use probably 99% of the time for things. And so that's something else that I can do is come in and help and create those Canva templates and things to make it easier to create the content.
Mm-hmm.
If the business is looking a little bit more budget conscious and they don't have quite enough in the budget for the full management process, at least they have that kind of place to start from.
Yeah. Could you take us through some of your different packages and just the different levels of things that you can offer?
Yeah, so the base package comes with Facebook and Instagram. I call it the meta package because they both kind of align, even though they're different platforms, they have different algorithms, and you kind of have to attack each one differently. they're still under the same umbrella, so it's easy to kind of do them both together. Um, with that, normally comes about 3 to 4 posts per week, depending on what suits the businesses. Some businesses need a little bit more than that. I typically don't like to go under 3 just because you still want to maintain that presence of mind. You want to be there, when people are thinking of you. Um, and then through that, there's also stories, and then there's reels. So normally the base package will come with 2 reels per month, and then we can scale that up if some people are more willing to be on video. Some people have businesses that are more kind of catered to that. Um, your places really that you wouldn't even think of, but like your life insurance, financial services, those type of businesses are really real centric
Mm.
because you can create short videos explaining like one little topic. Um, with being a photographer as well, I come in and capture that content. So instead of the client having to take pictures and send to me to use, we schedule a day to come in, get professional quality photographs, kind of like a mini branding session. And then we come up with the content, the videos and things like that. Um, then throughout the month, it's a matter of doing like keyword research, hashtags. Everybody knows of SEO, search engine optimization for their website. But nowadays, it's very important for social media because a lot of people are using like YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram to actually
Mm.
search for products, search for information.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to say the last research that I saw, YouTube is the number one, and then TikTok is really catching up to them. Of course, Google is still the king of where everybody searches for. But to find information, a lot of people don't realize that, they need to make sure they're using those keywords, that their profile information is up to date, that they have those words in there that people are searching for.
Mm-hmm.
Because if people can't find you, they don't know.
Right. And I think there are some people, like I have a background in marketing and social media, so when you're talking, it all makes sense. But there's a lot of people out there that just do not understand or do not care to understand
Right.
marketing or the social media, especially
Exactly.
when you start talking about SEO and keywords. There's a lot of people that are just like, I don't care. I don't want to know about this.
They kind of get that deer in the headlights look.
Yeah, and that's where you can come in and just be like, I got it, just
Right.
I'll help you out with this. And you can really provide a really needed service to a lot of businesses.
Right. Yeah, it's always good when you can do that. They get that deer in the headlights look, and you're like, just, I'll take care of that.
Hmm.
You just watch the results.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you have some special offers for small businesses. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, right now, being a small business myself, I understand the budgeting concerns and everything that they have. So I've got 2 different offers that I run. One is for food trucks because I know a lot of food trucks, they start up on a very small scale budget.
Mm.
So I actually do a pretty good discount for food trucks and have a kind of set plan that I use for them that I found works to make sure that people know that the food truck even exists, where to find them weekly, and then who they are and what kind of food they have.
Hmm.
Because those are the biggest questions I see, going through Facebook and going through Instagram is people saying, well, I've never heard of this food truck, or, what kind of stuff do they serve? So it's a little bit more of a customized package to help them be found. And then I've also started offering a limited, I think we've got 3 spots left open right now for what I call kind of a beta package or like a test drive.
Hmm.
So with that, the small businesses would get 3 months of service with a 33% discount each month. So basically 3 months for the cost of 2
Right.
is the deal we're running.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really great. And it's funny that you mentioned food trucks. There's one that I follow. I think they're in Roanoke, and I just keep up with them on Facebook, and they move their truck every single day. They're at a different location.
Right.
And it can be so difficult for me to go and find where they are any given day, because sometimes it might be, 4 or 5 o'clock before they post where they are that day. And it's like,
Right.
well, if you posted earlier, if you had someone who scheduled out these posts to hit early in the morning,
Exactly.
so people wake up and they're like, oh, I want that for lunch today. Let me see where they are. It would be so much easier to find.
Right. And I think for a lot of the food trucks, it comes into a time management
Mm-hmm.
because they're doing so much. They've got to find the locations. They've got to actually drive the trucks there, keep up the maintenance on them,
Yeah.
prep all the food, cook everything for one day, and they just kind of run out of time. And like you said, that's where it's easy for somebody to step in and say, okay, you handle doing the part of the business that you do good.
Mhm.
Make the food, serve it to the people, make everybody happy. Let me handle helping everybody find you.
Right. Absolutely. And it's almost the middle of August now, so we're not too far off from seeing the fall foliage, and I'm sure you take a lot of family portraits and stuff like that during the fall time.
Yeah, fall is a big time of year. Right now we've got mini sessions scheduled for the Beaver Dam Farm Sunflower
Mm.
Festival, which is going to be happening next month. So we still have spots open for that. That's always they call it the largest sunflower festival on the East Coast, and it's always a great time over there in Buchanan. And the sunflowers are just beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, that is awesome. Is there anything else that you want to mention about your photography and social media business before we wrap up?
I don't think so. I think that we pretty much covered a lot of it.
Yeah, I think we did a good job of getting a full overview of everything. So, what is the best way for people to get in touch with you if they are just random people who want to do portraits, or if they are a business who wants to get some more information about your social media services?
The easiest way to reach me, of course, is through either Facebook or Instagram. You can just search Eagle's Eye Photography and Social Media on Facebook, Eagle's Eye Photography VA on Instagram, or through our website, which is eagleseyephotography.us instead of .com. So I've got pages there specifically for each type. So for events, for portraits, for social media, which gives a little bit more of an in-depth overview of what we can do, why you need it.
Hmm.
Um, Through there, they can also book a 30-minute consult, which is completely free. That's just either a Zoom call, or if they're local, we can sit down, somewhere over a cup of coffee and just kind of talk about, where their needs are and what they're looking for.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the
Yeah, thank
show
you.
today. It's always so great to get to sit down with members of our chamber and just get to know on a deeper level what your business is all about. So I really enjoy it every single week.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Of course. If anyone has any questions about the chamber or things that we have going on, feel free to reach out. Our phone number is 540-586-9401, and our website is bedfordareachamber.com. We have pretty much everything listed on the website that's coming up, but if you can't find something, just give us a call and we will help you find what you're looking for. Foster will be back next week, so keep a lookout for the next Chamber Vibes podcast.